In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one, the only, you all know him as Cash Krause.
Yes, that is my Christian name.
That is your Christian given.
Yes, it is. I don't go by it.
You don't.
But that is my Christian name. For
Right.
these purposes, you can call me Cash Krause.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah, we're here talking about movies.
We are.
And it's good news. I just found out theaters back open.
I saw that. I will be going to a movie tomorrow, and the first one that I will be going back to go see is with my father, and you know my dad loves a good action film.
What?
We are
what is
going
out?
to go see the Liam Neeson The Marksman, which I can imagine will win a plethora of awards.
I feel like Liam Neeson is just doing the same movie over and over
again. Yeah, you say. I will find you
The
and I will kill you.
Marksman, he's got so many of
The
those
train film.
Yeah,
all the Takens.
The one that he did was good. That I can't remember the name. Was the one? It was the one where it was like it was a snowy. Remember? I can't remember what it was.
We reviewed it.
Yes, we
It
reviewed
was the dark comedy.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
great
He
film.
should do more of those
Yeah.
films, not just straight up action films. He's just at this point he's a little old. It's getting a little unbelievable.
Cold Pursuit?
Cold Pursuit.
Was that the name of it?
That is.
I think.
I want to say Out Cold, but that's a different movie.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, dude.
But yeah,
anyway,
he
we did review that.
He needs to be doing more of
It is
those
Cold.
fucking
It
films.
is Cold Pursuit.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Damn,
fucking
I'm
good.
proud of myself.
But I don't know about this other shit he's got going on.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, good for you. I think I'm gonna go see Nomadland.
Okay, so I'm probably just going to see that on HBO MAX, which will
No,
be...
it's on Hulu.
Oh, Hulu, that's right, yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Which is weird. I thought they were promoting that for HBO Max. Was it always Hulu?
I think.
Am I just mistaken?
No,
It might have been.
Hulu, but Hulu bought the rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, yeah. Nomadland. We'll definitely be reviewing that next week.
Yes, absolutely.
Frances McDormand.
I mean, she's my spirit animal.
Oh, dude, she's incredible.
I will
she
see
is phenomenal.
anything she's in.
And it's like
It looks phenomenal.
back to back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what if she wins another Oscar from this? You know,
There's been a few,
after three
but
billboards.
I don't know if there's been a female back to back. I know Russell Crowe got back to back for Gladiator and A
Tom
Beautiful
Hanks
Mind.
did famously as
Of course,
well.
for Philadelphia and
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump,
1994.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been a few. Well, probably Meryl Streep, I'm sure, has won back to back at some
Well,
point.
she has 20, you know, so I mean, at some point.
What are the odds she has not won back to back? But yeah. But the movie we talk about today might have, maybe not this year, but I can guarantee it has some future
next
Oscar
year.
winners
Yes.
in it, for sure. We are talking about a very fucking heavy movie. And I knew from the second I put it on, this movie was going to be a roller coaster of emotion and a fucking gut punch. Because that's what it was.
Absolutely.
But we are doing Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes.
That is... It is streaming right now on HBO Max. It's also in theaters. It is directed by Shaka King, which he hasn't really done a lot. This is really his first big film. Shaka King, I'm assuming, is a man.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I don't know why I would assume that, but Shaka Khan, I guess, was a man.
Well, yeah, I mean, the only things that are on his resume are Marachi, a couple short films. He only has
he is a
one filmography or a feature film, which was Newlyweds in 2013. So he hasn't made a feature in 8 years.
Yeah, a film that you can't even click on. It doesn't even have a Wikipedia
Doesn't
page.
have a wiki page. So.
But I think this is going to, which is wild. 8 years in between works, and then he gets this, and which is going to make him a I don't know, a household name, but he's going to get a lot more work after this.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this film, of course, is about
Hampton.
Chairman Fred Hampton and his betrayal and murder by the Chicago police and by a very close friend of his.
Yes, O'Neill.
Yeah, Will O'Neill. Or Bill O'Neill. Bill O'Neill.
Not Kill Bill.
His name is William O'Neill, but they called him Bill.
They called him Bill.
Yeah. And which just... I don't want to jump into it too much, but that second you see him get pulled into the fucking the cop
Interrogation
station
room, yeah.
You know what's gonna happen. You know how it's gonna go down, but seeing it take place is gonna be fucking hard to watch. Because I knew as soon as I saw him, they try to convince him, to turn. I knew it was gonna be fucking down. Because I do know somewhat the story. We go over this in history class for 1 hour out of an afternoon.
Maybe. It is insane.
It's not dedicated. Yeah, because we went over Fred Hampton, we went over Smokey Carmichael, we went over Bobby Seale. I think it was one day.
Yeah.
So maybe we got 15 minutes on each. But I do remember, because Fred Hampton was very famously, one murdered, but betrayed by a Black Panther. Yep. I mean, all these guys were getting murdered.
And that's why the title for this is very fitting. Judas and the Black Messiah. Because that's who O'Neill was. He was Judas. He did sell out the Messiah.
Well, and that's what the FBI called him. They said he is a potential black Messiah, and that was why he was so damn dangerous.
Yeah, which, is pretty bad. There's correlations here, too, obviously. We hit our top 10, hit my number 1 on the year, The Trial of the Chicago 7 on Netflix.
Yeah, we get a little Bobby Seale on this.
Yeah, we get...
And it's just so devastating.
It is.
Them laughing about him being tortured inside a courtroom.
Yep.
But yeah, they knocked it out of the park with the casting. Jesse Plemons, he's gonna win an Oscar someday. Or maybe he'll just be one of those actors that just never gets. There's these character actors that never get the recognition they deserve because they're never leading men.
Well, he's recognized by us.
He is. He
is phenomenal,
and he's in a lot of films.
He's in a lot of stuff,
but he does not do any bad films.
No.
He's got maybe the best agent in the goddamn game.
Probably.
But the last thing we saw him was I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
Yes.
I really think he's got the pick of the litter when it comes to films because he's only picking things that he knows are going to be really well received. Yep. But he's great in it. He plays a FBI agent as usual. Martin Sheen is fantastic in that. He plays J. Edgar, the biggest American piece of shit in history. God,
that's an understatement.
J. Edgar was
a horrible human being.
He was
when the
vile,
surveillance
man.
was. I love his portrayal in Man in the High Castle because I think that's what Hoover would have been.
Oh, I haven't seen it where they went up to J. Edgar. No, you can tell me. I haven't watched it in a long time.
He's a piece of shit, and he works for the Nazis.
Yeah,
and he's getting in, bugging everyone's room.
That's what J. Edgar did. He had a file on and that's why he was in power until the day he died, because no one could fucking fire him because he had
blackmail on everyone.
I learned today that his biggest file was on Roosevelt's wife.
Eleanor.
Yeah. Who was a fucking saint. She is pretty much the archetype of every first lady now that we get is all she cared about was the poor. She only did charity shit.
And he had dirt on her.
The biggest file he had was on her because he felt that she was a communist. He felt that she was a socialist threat to America because of what she did for the poor. He was the biggest piece of shit. And Man in the High Tower, it's if he was born in Germany in 1930, he would have been a very powerful Nazi.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because he was a damn near Nazi in the States.
Right, in the States, yeah.
But he was allowed to get, the biggest abuse of power. He was allowed to get
away let's not fucking kid ourselves on what we did in the 40s with Operation Paperclip.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all public
documents. We did a lot worse than that.
Look,
Yeah, we did a lot worse than just bringing
We made those fucking people American citizens.
Yeah, but but he's great. Martin Sheen, that's a great pick because there's,
some prosthetics too. I noticed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But they did a very good job making him look like the decrepit fucking Roosevelt.
Yeah, Hoover at this time,
who never looked good. Man, that guy looked horrible. But Martin Sheen, he's fantastic. He's not in a lot, but that's a great pick for J. Edgar. And there's not a real actor that's more opposite J. Edgar than Martin Sheen. I mean, he's very left-leaning for sure. He's always getting arrested at like protest and shit, Martin Sheen. He's like 80 too. He's a cool guy.
It's like, man, calm down. You're getting old. They don't want you getting knocked down. Remember
police
the
don't
video?
give a shit.
The police will just push an old man. They don't
You can
care.
be 110 and they don't give a fuck who you are.
No,
They'll
you
beat
can
the
crack
shit
your
out of
head.
you.
They'll just leave you there to die.
And that guy just released, had no charges on him. The cop.
The guy that pushed the old man
a couple
and he
days
hit
ago,
his head?
no charges or anything.
Fucking unbelievable. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not
Oh
kidding
my
you.
God.
But yeah, casting in this film is fantastic. I love this movie. I knew I was going to love it because obviously a lot of people are talking about it right now. But it's just one of those you got to go in with like the right mindset because it's going to kind of make you hate yourself and kind of hate your country. But just it's good to have these kind of films.
It is.
Because we need to know.
It's enlightenment for a lot of people as well, too. You
Yeah.
know? Because as you had brought up, like in history class and stuff, all this stuff I feel like is just glazed over.
Oh, yeah.
Like we'll talk about the
'cause you have so much to
1920s and
fucking
women's
cover.
suffrage and all that. And then like as soon as the 1960 and American civil rights, it's kind of just glossed over, and then we move on to the Cold War or whatever else.
Well, it's all Martin Luther King, which he was a huge part of it, but there's so many other pieces involved.
Yes,
he was part of one group, and there's so many other groups involved that we don't fucking talk about because, for one, the government did a very good job of making us believe that these were very bad people.
Yes.
That these were, I mean, they even do a good job in the film about Jesse Plemons brings up to Lakeith Stanfield's character many times, they're no better than the KKK. He talks about it constantly.
He said that, yeah.
He talks about it multiple times. He says it. He says, remember, this is why they're no better than the KKK.
And come to find out, that was a fucking FBI informant who was doing that.
I know.
So,
yeah. And that's another thing is this film, it's a really good, civil rights film, but it's also a really good espionage film. There are some very, very tense moments in this where you're not sure if Lakeith Stanfield's character is going to get away. He gets very close to getting caught.
yes.
But, we know the Black Panthers do not like rats.
No, they don't.
Except it was ironic because the rat who tortured the so-called rat
was a rat.
But he just said that guy was a rat before anyone could tell him he was a rat.
Well, and
then Lakeith Stanfield kind of does the same thing.
Yeah. And the whole reason why the FBI did that was so that they could get search warrants.
I mean, you can. I mean, these are the people we hear about the FBI killing. What are the hundreds or thousands of people like this guy who they killed, who wasn't a rat, just because their rat wouldn't be caught.
Exactly.
He's just a random guy.
Yeah. Well, how about the 99 rounds were shot
Yeah.
at Fred Hampton, and then the 6 or 7 people in that apartment. There was one shot fired back, and they got all of them on attempted murder charges.
Well,
he
died with 2 shots to the back of his head. Which is pretty rare in a shootout. You're
would
usually
say
not
so,
facing the other
huh?
way.
Well, dude, that scene too, not to skip all the way to the end of the film because there's so much to talk about, but that was heart-wreshing, man. When she's sitting there and he goes, oh, looks like he survived. And then you hear pop.
Oh, he's good and dead now.
Yeah.
My
my
heart
God,
sank, dude. These people were so fucking
They were evil.
bad. They were evil.
evil, man.
Absolutely.
And like Fred Hampton, he did so much, and he was only 21 years old, dude.
That's the thing is the
I'm
actors
fucking
are
27. I haven't accomplished fucking shit.
well. That's the thing is the
compared to that.
actors are much older that portray him. Daniel, I'm gonna try it.
Kaluuya,
not Kahlua, the delicious alcoholic coffee drink.
Coffee drink, yeah.
Kahlua, yeah. I think he's like 31 or maybe even older than that. And Lakeith Stanfield,
29.
Yeah, he's 29, and look, Bill O'Neill was 19.
Yeah.
When he portrayed
17 when he got arrested.
Which is why you want to fucking hate this guy. You really
You want to, yeah, but I mean,
he was a
17,
kid.
like-
Even 19, you're a fucking kid.
Oh, for sure.
21, you're
You're a kid. Yeah, even at 21, you're like, oh,
I don't think you're an
drink.
adult until
What?
yeah, exactly. I don't think you're an
Yeah.
adult.
The day I turned 21, yeah, and I was
It's-
able to drink, I was like, what?
But exactly, man. These people were forced to grow up
so fast.
so fucking fast because they were
And I mean,
living in a
literally
world where
put your life on the line too.
yeah.
Like Fred Hampton being like, I'm going to die for the cause. Like he knew he
Oh,
was going to die for the
that
cause.
speech was so good too. He's like when he's
I
yelling,
am
yeah,
a revolutionary.
I will not die of a heart
Yeah.
attack because I am a revolutionary. I will die fighting for the cause. That was fucking cool. It made me want to join the Black Panthers. I probably couldn't get in.
You probably could.
My pale complexion probably would keep me at the door. But it pumped me up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that those people were forced to make the Black Panthers.
Yes.
They were forced to do it.
Yep.
But then we were, portraying them as this vile terrorist group.
Of course.
But yeah, what other option did they have? Fucking their family members are getting murdered every day.
Yep.
You got it.
The police literally openly harassing them as well every single day.
Yeah, and that's no surprise. But they do a good job of showing that too when one of the guy just has a fucking enough, and it's a really good scene when they're harassing
Jake Winters.
When they're harassing like the old people in the deli or whatever. He's like, "What'd they do to you?"
Oh yeah. And then that cop just pulls out a gun, ready to shoot.
Well,
ready
yeah,
to
the other guy had a gun, but yeah, and then they end up murdering that guy later on.
They do in the
because he
hospital,
survives
in
the
transfers.
shootout.
Yep.
It's brutal, man.
Some
It's
evil shit. I want to talk about Daniel Kaluuya real quick though,
Sure.
because right after this film, directly after it, I went on YouTube, watched a bunch of Fred Hampton videos, and the famous video of him going, "I am a revolutionary,"
Yeah.
right? And his portrayal of
Very
Fred Hampton
good,
was
yeah.
spot on.
I really like the scene
spot on, dude.
when he's just rehearsing the speeches in his head of other people, and
Yeah.
he's just constantly he's so good in that scene.
He is.
He is. I think he might get. I think he deserves to get nominated.
I agree.
I mean,
That speech too that he made during when Jesse Plemons
Yeah.
was there too was a great speech.
and then
powerful.
and then the scenes when he's in prison and he can't do anything while his family's getting murdered, they're burning down the headquarters, and he can't do anything. It's just fucking gut wrenching to
And
see.
they got him for stealing ice cream.
Yeah, I never even got
$70 worth of. Are you fucking kidding me? You lock a man in prison for stealing ice cream.
$70 worth of ice cream in 1960 had to have been a truck full. Like, where's ice cream? So that's so much ice cream in 1960.
Yeah.
That is
It's a lot
lot.
of ice cream.
Like, what a while. I know, it's so ridiculous, the shit that they got away with. It just, and then it's very powerful when he goes to prison and he's seeing, other prisoners get tortured. The guy that's in
That
the
one
middle
guy
with his carved
in his chest.
and he just gives him a little nod, like, we're gonna fight for this. It won't be in vain. But it's brutal, man. It's hard to watch. There's some scenes where I really almost had to like pause it and be like, holy fuck, like this is hard. I mean, even though it all fucking happened, it's hard to like put it on paper and show it on.
I feel like every single time, this is why we talk about movies like this being really good for our society and stuff. But, we bring this up, or at least I do every time, that it just, when after the trials of Chicago 7 and all these films that we've watched, it baffles me,
Yeah.
The less than 50 years ago this happened. This took place in our country to these extremes where like,
oh yeah,
they're torturing, they're killing. I mean, this is an assassination of Fred Hampton. That was not.
Well, that's what they call it.
Right.
The
Those police
assassination
were
of it,
not
yeah.
looking to arrest. I mean, you fired 99 rounds into an apartment.
Well, then 2 in the back of your head.
Right.
Point blank too. I mean, it's not like it was from far distance. I guess. Yeah.
That the lawsuit took 12 years too, and they only got 1.8 million out of it.
It was the longest civil lawsuit, in history.
in history.
Yeah, it's
It's
or
just so
civil rights
gross.
lawsuit. Yeah, it's
civil rights,
it's and it's not like they won.
No,
Black Panthers lost. They lost the war on fucking. I mean, there's still craziness going on, but yeah, it's but it wouldn't be, this movie wouldn't be good enough just to show those. I mean, any movie can just show those very vile scenes. This film is as fantastic writing.
It does.
It goes to my theory that the best biopics are not direct biopics. This movie is not a life to death of Fred Hampton.
No.
It's pretty much the story of Bill O'Neill.
correct.
But Fred Hampton is just kind of in the background. Those are the best biopics, Those are the ones that really fucking land for me. Are ones that have some kind of other subplot going on. Some other character where you can take off. Because even after 2 hours of just learning about one guy, it becomes boring.
Yeah.
But it takes the pressure off that one character to be able to have these side characters. And what was his wife or his girlfriend or whatever? She's fucking fantastic in this.
She is.
And didn't we just see her in that superhero movie? The one where you take the pill and it makes...
Oh, what was that called? The one with the
Power.
Jamie Foxx.
It's called
right?
Power, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty
Power
sure.
or something.
I'm pretty sure it's called Power. Yeah. She was in that, though. She played like the spunky kid. Didn't her power, she like rapped or something?
That's right. She played a kid in that, didn't she?
Yeah, that's why I thought she was really young. She's
Project Power.
Project Power,
Yes.
that's right.
She's 29. She's almost 30. She was playing a kid in that.
I thought she was a kid in this. When she came up to him at the first speech, I mean, she's the only one that looks like her age, the actual person. I mean, Lakeith Stanfield looks very young. They all look younger, but none of them look 19. She looked like she was like 16 in this. Yeah. That's 29. That 29. Blows my mind.
I know, isn't that crazy?
But yeah, she's great in this.
She is.
She fucking goes through more than anyone.
Yeah, you would say.
I mean, and then she's got to look to see her boyfriend put his life on the line every goddamn day.
And those scenes between both of them were really well done.
They were probably some of the best scenes.
Her perspective too. You know, you got the fact that like she feels like she's carrying the child, so she can't put her life on the line the same way that Fred Hampton could.
Meanwhile, Fred Hampton is putting his fucking and then she also does not want. I mean, she knows that he's fighting for just cause, but she did not want. Because the kid's got to have a father.
Well, and that's understandable. I mean, anyone wants the father to be around.
When this guy's giving speeches every day about how he's not going to live.
Right, much longer.
As a wife, you got to be like, I got to start thinking a backup plan. Yeah. I got to get someone else in it. Because this guy, he ain't making it. Yeah. That's the thing is, it's very poetic the way he knew that his life was fleeting, that it was on the verge. He knew that they wouldn't be much longer until a cop came and fucking plugged him.
And I know most people know this, but obviously the child was born named Fred Hampton Jr.
Yes,
and actually is an activist and is a chairman and board member for the Black Panther Party Cubs.
Yeah, well, his we got to get, but who's the lady's name in the
actress or
no,
Deborah Johnson.
She went on to have an activist life, a career for sure. I mean, obviously,
of course.
You see, and she was there too when he got fucking
firsthand.
murdered.
Yeah, she knows.
And a cool little fun trivia fact: that scene that he died filmed on the day of the 50th anniversary.
Really?
They said the whole set was just fucking like really somber, real. I mean, they said it was real fucking heavy.
Well, you can see the photos of the mattress and stuff of where Fred Hampton was assassinated.
And they said Daniel Kaluuya, he said he got up and said something that day about how what they're doing there and how even though he died, he didn't die in vain.
Right.
There's still people fighting in his name, but. Yeah, 50th anniversary. Imagine being on that set.
Yeah.
Imagine being the cops.
That's a heavy day.
Imagine being the
actors.
That's the heaviest fucking day for
and
you.
no one likes you. I don't care if you're an actor or not. We're going method.
Not only this, you're not an actor, but you're a background actor.
Yes. Everyone's just looking at you like...
You're literally just holding again like, what a fucking prick.
He goes to the food cart. They're like...
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Just throw his plate on the ground.
It's like, I'm an actor. I'm not actually...
Guys, it's been 50 years. I have no connection at all.
I wasn't even there. No.
I was originally cast as the mailman.
They did a cast change on me.
I got a script yesterday. He's just freaking out. But yeah, man, that is and all the... And this film they could have really half-assed it on the shootouts, but the shootouts look fantastic.
Yeah, they did.
Because this is not what that movie's about. Yeah. It's not about these action pieces, but the shootouts are all very suspenseful. That one when all the cops come because the winter guy, he just killed the cops, and they go to burn down the fucking, that shootout is tense.
It is.
I mean, it's 3 guys versus 50 cops. And Lakeith Stanfield, who you're trying to root for at any moment, you're just trying to. He just takes off. Yeah, I'm going to the roof.
Yeah,
and then he sees the guy
comes forward. He's like, "Whoop, I'm out the back door."
He's like, "Where are you going?" I gotta go check the roof. And he just fucking. I
got some errands to run.
Yeah. And he's that's a very interesting character building. He eventually ended up taking his own life.
The day the documentary, he only did one interview back in 1989. He did the interview the day the interview aired, because we got to actually see footage at the end of this film of what he had to say. He said, let history tell, you guys decide for me.
He never really just straight up regretted it.
Yeah.
The fact that he killed himself
obviously
day, but he just never, his interview is very strange. The big thing is I fought for the cause. That's what he wants to say.
Well, that's what he was saying too.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I mean, the movie portrays him. I obviously haven't read a biography on him, but the movie portrays him as someone who was really just looking out for his best interest. Yeah. I mean, he does maybe get caught up in it in the Black Panther cause, but it seems like he was just.
Well, I think at some point too, you know, you're a 17-year-old kid, you get thrown into this crazy situation where it's like they're telling you could do 8 to 10 years in prison, and you have this out, and you know, and then once he's in, you know, you can't just back out of something like that because then the FBI throws your name out there and says, "Hey, this guy was a rat. He was an informant the whole time."
Oh yeah,
and then the Black Panther Party is going to get pissed and probably kill him over it. So it's one of those things that, you know, he was thrown in that situation. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not here to judge.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah. You know, it's very for
a 17-year-old. That's heavy.
It's not it's not just clean cut of he was good or bad, and that's what I loved about this film too. Is it kind of. It left it up to you, you know, about, you know, this guy. And it's not even like getting arrested now. I mean, imagine being arrested in 1960 as a black man.
Yeah.
You know they're not treated so well in prison.
No.
So prison to you is it's more of a death sentence than it is just serving time in prison. Yep. It's fucking, you see what happens. So he was willing to do anything to not be stuck in that situation.
Yep.
And he just ended up getting, the deeper he got, the higher the stakes, to the point where he fucking had to drug Fred Hampton, which he really did. And that scene is so good when I can't remember the guy's name, but it's Lil Rel Howard, who's in he's in a lot of stuff. He was in Get Out too. He's like the comedic element. He was the cop or whatever. But he plays the pimp that gives him the drugs.
That's right.
That's a very weird scene.
Yeah, super weird. He goes, "Oh, sorry, man. I didn't realize."
It's so well shot, though. It's so well shot, where he's like, "Show me your badge. Show me your badge."
And then he
gives him his fake
badge. Bro, that shit's scary. Then
Such a good
that's
scene.
A mind fuck though. If you're O'Neill, you're like, man, I don't know what's going on.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know who this guy is.
Well, it's probably just the same situation where that guy got into,
Yep.
and now he's a rat because he doesn't want to go to jail. Now
he's just doing what they're telling him to do.
And now it's probably another guy doing the same shit to him. I mean, who knows? And then it was that kind of like Jesse Plemons' character. He's like, at one point he's like, "Oh, I thought I had the only rat." And then they kind of laugh and they're like, no. And they're just been ensuing distrust within the Black Panther Party. That was a big thing for the FBI. But yeah, when he gives him the drugs, he's like, what does he say? He goes, "You want him to go easy, don't you?" It's fucking hard to watch, man. You want him to go easy. I don't want him to go at all.
And I wonder if it was an artistic way of like kind of portraying that Lakeith Stanfield O'Neill in the film was super nervous because it was so transparently obvious that he was like, "Oh, can I get you a refill?" Because the way that I saw that was like, that's how he saw it in his mind.
Yeah.
But in reality, Fred Hampton had no idea. He was probably just a lot more casual than that.
Oh, yeah.
But
kind
of the way that he felt.
I mean, I'm not even sure there's some pimp that came up to him and dropped him off drugs. You know, I don't know if that happened for real.
No, but I just mean the actual,
artistic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that definitely could be an artistic thing. But either way, powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. That scene is so surreal, too, with the pimp and because remember the pimp, he's talking to a girl. Mm-hmm. And then it's like so nonchalant. It's like it just makes you think that there's so much more. It's like a CIA thing.
Yep.
You know, to have all these operatives inside. But it's so weird. Yeah. But you want him to go easy. That's a fucking hard thing to say to someone.
Yep.
But I guess he went easy. He went in his sleep.
Yeah.
He couldn't put much of a fight. It's just so cowardly. Even for the cops to be like that. To be like, I mean, what, they think he was going to get away?
I don't know.
They had to knock him out. I mean, 90 fucking bullets. They were going to kill him. They were going to kill him regardless.
You know what my thoughts are is because you can always try to turn it. I guarantee there were more than. It seems a little too conspicuous that you say only 99 rounds were shot. I guarantee it was probably like 130 or something, and they cut it down.
But that's probably also 99 rounds recovered.
Yes.
So bullets could go out a window, go anywhere. So that's bullets recovered.
You look at the crime scene
99
photos.
bullet holes is fucking.
You see it. You see it in the photos, dude.
Yeah.
There's fucking bullet holes everywhere in the drywall. You're like,
oh, it's a bloodbath, man.
They literally just sat there and had to have just fucking unloaded their clips and just kept shooting and shooting.
It is a great climax. It's a great climax for that movie. It's so. And then when they go in there and they're like, "Turn on the lights," and we're like, "We can't. We're shot up. We'll turn on the lights, or you get more shot up." It's and then they do. They just keep shooting. They keep fucking going. And it's crazy too because everyone is just riddled in fucking bullets. The guy that turns the lights on, his legs are shot up. Yeah, he gets to like limp over. I mean, the cops could have at least been the one to turn on the lights. I mean, fucking hell. It's crazy, man.
And no police uniforms either. They're coming in like the fucking mafiosa.
Yeah, because that's what they are. That is what. That's what fucking Hoover turned the FBI into was the mob. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they just do illegal shit.
Mm-hmm. They're bootlickers. Yeah, that's what they were. They were bootlickers, dude. They just took orders.
Yeah, exactly. They turned the FBI into a crime family, and that's what it was. To where it's like, you're only getting promoted if Roosevelt has, or not Rose, or Hoover has a special connection. You got to be related to the guy. You got, It's crazy. He was pretty much was just a fucking don of the FBI. Yep. But yeah, because that was the biggest crime family in the world. But I loved it. This is HBO Max's best film so far. I mean, hands down.
Hands down.
I mean, they've had a shitty run so far.
They have. This one really made up for it.
Yeah, it really did. It gives me a little more hope for HBO Max right now because those first two, what was it, Wonder Woman, and then the Little Things.
Those two not good. This one made up for it. So the average is back up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because this film right now, I mean, if you really do it, just standing at, 98% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think it's like 97, 98. So
yeah.
Which, it'll stay there. It'll stay there.
Oh, it's rock solid, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be certified fresh by now.
Oh, it is. It is for sure. So, I think... I think it's going to be a very memorable film. I think it's going to go down in history as something special.
So do I. And I think again, we've talked about it before, but I'm going to end on this. I think these types of films are really important for the people.
Yeah, why aren't they showing these films in school?
Yeah. Well, because there's an F word or something, There's going to be a million excuses. But
I hate to break it to those kids when they get into the real world.
I know.
Everyone's saying that.
F words. You'll hear them in the hallways. But hey, you know what? You can't watch a film based on something.
That is how ridiculous it is. It's just adults don't cuss in front of kids, and kids don't cuss, but they're all cussing.
They're all cussing. Yeah. Yeah,
but everyone's cussing. I did not cuss. I cuss more in probably 8th grade than I do right now, than I ever have in my life, just because I could.
I know.
But yeah, that's ridiculous to not show film. Yeah, I mean, and there's no nudity in it. That's usually the big one.
Yeah, it is.
Even if it's a historical fucking shot for shot remake of something.
And the thing is too, is they're well made films. It's not just the story, right? So you could show a really shitty film in history class, like The Patriot, which is not historically accurate. Or you can show films like this that are historically accurate and are really good films as well.
I think it's a thing still that I think it goes along with other things that I think people are still kind of taught, especially teachers that are usually older, are taught that you're not supposed to promote anything Black Panther still. That they're still kind of viewed as a terrorist group, which they just did what every other group was doing. They defended themselves like every group does now. I mean, they did.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we can't ever look at any organization and say everything was done perfectly.
No.
It's impossible. Yeah. We're all human beings. We all have faults. We all screw up. But to say that, you can't even talk about it.
Well, to say that they were as evil as the KKK is a reach.
Oh, yeah, you could say
you're overstepping.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
But that is kind of how I knew very little. I just knew that the Black Panthers were the opposite Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. Is where Martin Luther King was about peace. These guys were just about violence. Right. These guys were just about killing people. That is what I was kind of raised to believe, which is
as kids, yeah.
It wasn't that they were just defending themselves. Mm-hmm. Which is something that everyone does. But if you're Black, it's a fucking problem. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a great movie, though. I'd highly recommend it.
Definitely. And performances are great as well.
Performances are great. It's more than that. It's just a great story. It's shot so well. Shaka King really did a fucking good job. There's some powerful scenes. We barely talked about it. Cinematography is great.
Awesome.
The score is fantastic. It's got like a jazz score where there's some just like the stand-up bass boom, boom, boom. When he's talking stuff, it's super good.
It is.
It's awesome. Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Alrighty. Well, that is our review for Judas and the Black Messiah. If you guys like what you're seeing here and you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause, and until next time.
Bye.